Okay, so technique that I use a lot and I hear a lot and I don't see a lot of information about it online is reversing vocals. And this will actually work for reversing guitars, reversing bells or plucks or anything like that. It's all gonna be kind of the same technique, but I really like using this in the spot of like a transition. So sometimes a song just doesn't have the right vibe to fit like an electronic riser or like a really big cymbal swell or something like that. And sometimes you want the effect of all of that, but you don't want the actual, you know, timbre of all of those different instruments or sound effects or anything like that. Sometimes it just doesn't work like it should. So what you can do is you can actually create a reverse vocal and you can swell a vocal into itself. And then you can also actually make a little hit out of a vocal too. So this is going to be a tutorial primarily on the reversing the vocal, but I'll also go ahead and I'll show you how to make a little vocal hit. And it's just kind of a nice way to add some dynamics and to kind of have that rise and hit. But it occurs naturally in the song. So you can do this with the vocals in the song. You can do this with a synth that's going to be coming in. It's just a really, really nice way to introduce some dynamics. So let's hop in. So right off the bat, I like doing this on like the first line of a song, especially on something where it's got some room like this. It's a little bit more minimal and sparse. Because like that stop, that comes in really, really abruptly. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to add a stereo audio track. We're going to route this to lead vocals. We're going to call this vocal hit. And so what you want to do is you want to find the syllable that you want to reverse. So we'll probably do the sta, right? So you want more than just the very, very hit of that, because that is not really going to reverse well. It's just going to be nothing. And you don't want the whole thing, because then it's going to like reverse the whole world. So it would be like plus instead of just like the stop. You know what I'm saying? So like that's not nearly enough. So let's lengthen this bad boy out a little bit. All right, let's see. Cool. So we're gonna kind of fade that in. So now what you want to do is you want to add a massive reverb, and I'm talking like big. So we'll use Verb Suite. There's one of these. Yeah, it's this one. They have a really dark, really long reverb. So let's check it. I don't want it all the way wet because we're not using it as like a parallel track. So I do want a little bit of that, so it'll kind of give it that ramp effect. And then what you can do is you can actually just highlight that, render this out, and then you've got a vocal printed. So it'll mute that one. So then we're just going to right click on this. We're going to hit process. We're going to reverse. Bam, now we've got that vocal reversed, right? And then we'll kind of go over some ways to spice this up instead of just having like a really standard reverse vocal. So let's hear what we've got. So I don't even want all of that in the beginning. I can just actually have that, so we'll hear it. Stop coming at me with demands now. So that's a really cool way to just add in that kind of. Stop coming at me with demands. And then too, you can actually unmute this and you can have this, you know, we'll put it all the way wet and we can have it hit there and then tuck that under so it's kind of got that. Stop coming at me with demands. So now we've got like. You can just blend that into taste as you want. So there's a couple things that we can do though when reversing this vocal. So we're gonna go back to that initial hit. Let's actually add a delay, because when you add a delay on something like this, it's kind of cool. You'll kind of get a riser that steps up as you go. So let's do something like this. So let's print that out. And let's see what that gives us. Because now it'll probably write like stop coming at me. So let's, again, double click it, process it, reverse it. And then let's kind of see what we've got on this. That's kind of cool, actually. It's different. I don't know if it works in the context of this specific song, but it could be for sure something dope. Stop coming. So let's hear. Stop coming. I don't really like it in this song. This song's a little more chill, but it's always an option. Stop coming at me with demand. And another thing that you can do is you can kind of filter this as this goes. So what we're going to do is we're going to automate a filter opening up as the reverse kind of opens up. So let's just play around. Cool. So we'll start it probably right here around like 300 or 400. Let's go ahead and get it over here and let's write this out. So now we've got a little bit longer reverb, but it kind of swells in with a filter opening up. So it'll feel a little bit more like a traditional riser where that filter kind of opens and where everything kind of comes together. And let's just hear that in terms of the mix. Stop coming at me with demands. Stop coming at me with. So it's cool. It kind of makes it, you can tailor it to be a little bit more of either like a slower ramp or a quicker ramp, just depending on however you want to automate all of that filtering in. So let's kind of hear this. Stop coming at me with demands now. And like that, we've made our own little rise and hit. So you can imagine like if you have like a bell hit or if you have like a drum hit or anything that would come in, just do this. Just throw a bunch of reverb on, reverse it. And like that. I mean, I think that this is super sick. Stop coming at me with demands now. I don't really f with giving handouts. I'm just saying I don't give a damn now. I'll just that you said that I can't now. So shut your damn mouth. Yeah, this life is moving too fast, but I'm living. Cool. And then I think that we should probably add it in the chorus. You can add it as many times as you want. Just for the sake of this demo, I'm going to add this to the chorus right here. Let's hear. So I don't want that delay on the actual reverse. So I'm going to just mute that for now. And let's go ahead and print. And then we can actually turn this one back on. We'll unmute that. We can turn that delay back on so it has that hit. We can reverse this. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's turn it up so we can kind of see that ramp. And another key is that like when you reverse a vocal in, it's always nice to kind of drag it a little bit over where it's going to be and then just swell it down. That way it's not so subtle. Because when it's subtle like that, I don't know, it just doesn't always sit right. And sometimes it sounds a little corny. So if you can kind of give it that slight ramp where it overlaps, it just helps it a little bit in my opinion. Alright, let's try this. Only going off when I try to raise my digit, girl, it's obvious. Riding top down, getting lost. It's coexisting when you're only going off when I try to raise my digit, girl, it's obvious. Riding top down when I try to raise my digit, girl, it's obvious. As you can see, it's just like a really, really subtle way to just kind of tie in that you've got something coming. So using this in the beginning of a sequence or to kind of act as a transition is a really nice way to use an organic element of the mix and just kind of have it add to the dynamics of the song. So hopefully this is helpful for you guys. Like I said, don't limit this to just vocals. Try this on everything: drums, synths, It's really cool on guitars, so definitely get funky with it, get creative, and hopefully this video was helpful for you.
Thanks everybody for watching, commenting, and indeed liking. We really do appreciate all the support we get here on our Sonic Academy YouTube channel. So if you found this video super useful, please, we'd love you to hit the subscribe button. We update the YouTube channel every week with new content. And if you want to watch some more relevant content, just click on the videos beside me.